Good morning, I'm Gerhard Mathangani with today's Sports Brief. It has been a rough start for the Auburn baseball team in the early going of the SEC schedule. The Tigers are 1-8 in league play, and they head into the fourth weekend in the SEC. Now, the schedule has also been brutal for this team. The Tigers have already faced number 3 Ole Miss and number 2 Arkansas, and now comes another tough test as the number 5 team in the nation, Mississippi State, heads to the Plains.
Of course, we've been slow these first 3 weekends, but feel like we're close. Welcome the opportunity to get back out and compete again. I think that's the biggest thing. We're kind of at a position here pretty early in the season, still not at the halfway point to where we are not looking back or looking ahead. Hopefully, getting this moment and keep figuring out a way to take the next step and fix a couple of things. I like the commitment of our coaches. That continues. Our players, we got some guys doing some really neat things. We can find a way to finish a couple of ball games here. It's a different narrative, and we still have a bunch of baseball in front of us.
Meanwhile, the Jacksonville State football team is gearing up for the final game of the regular season. As fate would have it, the game is a battle of the 2 top teams in the conference. Both JSU and Murray State are 5-1 in the league, making this a championship game scenario. Head coach John Gross sees a lot of similarities between the Gamecocks and the Racers.
We both pride ourselves in stopping the run the football. So it should be a very physical game. And, any game like this, I think it's going to be won in the trenches, and I think their O-line, D-line is really good, and I think our O-line, D-line is really good. So it's going to be a war in the trenches, and, who makes those 4 or 5 plays. Come down to those 4 or 5 big plays. I mean, who can create some explosive plays in the game. I think will be huge. And then, I think both of us are pretty good, kicking the ball and special teams wise. So I think a mistake in the special teams may be a difference as well. So hopefully, we'll be able to play clean there. But I think it's definitely going to be a war to the trenches.
Gross also talked about the major playoff implications with this game, considering the smaller FCS bracket that's going from 24 teams to 16 teams.
It's such a bizarre year. You just don't know what the committee is going to do. The MEAC's already ate up another at-large bid, with them getting a team in with only 3 teams playing. Some of these teams are not going to play but 4 games, like CAA, with them not playing limited games. Are they going to take, how many teams are going to take from CAA? How many teams are going to take from Missouri Valley? So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. Now, in my opinion, which don't count for much, that committee enlisted to me. I think the OVC definitely deserves, 2 teams in. But I just don't know if they're going to do that or not. So I mean, we're the only team right now in the country that's got, 8 wins over Division I opponents. So you would think that we would be in irregardless. Now we want to win the conference and get the automatic qualifier. But like I said, you just don't know what the committee's going to do, and we're not going to leave it up to committee. We're going to go win this game, so we got a right to his automatic qualifier to be in. So, and I think our bunch knows that, and I think if us and Murray, either one is who wants to continue playing the most.
JSU and Murray State square off Sunday at 2 p.m. on ESPN+. And that wraps up your sports brief. Our program continues next.